It's time to take a stand.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the V8 Supercar America Series presented by V8 Online. I'm JD Smith. With me tonight will be my good friend Kane Kraft. And as always, we're happy to be here as we'll be presenting our beautiful broadcast in high definition. It'll be brought to us by our wonderful friends from the V8 Supercar Fan Group, Direct Clutch Services, and V8 Online's very own V8 Online Superstore. Kane, it has been a wonderful start to the new season with the Fords and Holdens, and today we head to the Japanese circuit, Suzuka. And I think that a lot of the drivers have really been looking forward to the change of track. This is a track we haven't raced on in a long time, as we talked about the Get Dirty MX post-race show last week. And I tell you what, I've had several drivers that have talked to me, and I'm sure have talked to you, pal, about just how fun they're looking forward, or how much they're looking forward to having fun here today.
Konnichiwa, JD. Yep, that's true. We haven't been here for over 2 years on the GP circuit, and boy, it is fun. I watched them last night run, like I usually try to watch the Thursday show if I can, or the Thursday race rather. And last night was a heck of a race. Marlon McMullen did end up winning by well over 15 seconds, but I think there's a couple guys here tonight that's going to have a little bit to say about that, and they're going to give Marlon a run for his money. But we're going to see a great race here tonight for sure. These guys are taking it nice and easy on the track, or they did yesterday rather, and we've seen a lot of variance in lap times. But overall, we did have a lot of great races throughout the field yesterday, and I expect we're going to see the same thing here tonight.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Kane. I think we're going to have a lot of big action in this race. Seems like Marlon McMullen has had a lot of success on the Thursday night edition of the America Series. But on Friday nights, as you guys know, it's been a different story. He's had some really, really tough competition here with some big-name guys. He's hung in there very nicely. But it'd be interesting to see how he does compete against the rest of the field. It seems like we have a little bit stronger strength of field on the Friday night show, as we have some real big-name guys that like to step in on the broadcast and make some fun competition. I'm sure that Marlon really enjoys it. He's done a phenomenal job of hanging with a lot of top fives this season, and it'll be fun to see how he does today. We're going to be jumping right in the action here once we get in. I want to go ahead and let you guys know how the race is going to be going tonight. And right now, it's going to be John Emerson on the pole and John Latham on the outside starting in second. In third tonight, it will be Marlon McMullen, the driver that won yesterday. Curtis Chipaway will be starting fourth, Michael Schrayer fifth. How about Corey Preston starting sixth in his special Japanese edition of his Apexy Ford Falcon. And Michael Cracknell will be starting seventh, Michael Fulcher eighth. Ninth will be Ian Ford. Jason Dixon will be starting 10th. Noel Lundberg, Kane, will be starting 11th. 12th will go to David A. Moore in the number 15 machine. Brendan King will be starting 13th. 14th will be Caleb Jordan. And then we go down to 15th. And 15th will be Ilya Molotov. Uh-oh, it got me. Let's try it again. Ilya Molotovshiklov. Now, that is a new name that is extremely difficult to pronounce. Joe Peak will be 16th. 17th, Tony Ottridge. 18th will be Jake Maloney. And Satoru Ono will be 19th. Now, Kane, all three of those back cars did not get a qualifying time for this event, so that is why they are starting at the rear of the field. Some big names there at the end.
Do want to mention, yeah, there is some big names here at the end, and home track for Satoru. So, I don't know if you guys ever seen Satoru's videos on YouTube. He's got one cool rig. I've watched a couple of his videos, and they're very, very cool. The lights are on, the revs are up, and we are getting ready to go live here at Suzuka.
All right, guys, here it is, rolling off the start already. Marlon McMullen ducking in there, seeing if he can get a good jump on things. Let's see what happens as we head down into turn one. Now, I know, Kane, talking to some of the drivers throughout the week, very concerned about this opening lap here at Suzuka. Said the car is really, really out of control if you're not careful. It can get out from under you in a hurry until the pressures build up in the tires. so far up front. It's a great job from John Emerson, but he did get past. The pole sitter did get past, and look who got ahead of him, Kane. It is the number 3 machine of Marlon McMullen. What a great job from Marlon there, and a great jump all the way from 3rd place.
Whoa, yeah, great job to Marlon. I've just noticed as I brought up the overlays for Marlon that I went and updated all the overlays today, but they're reading off of a completely different text file. So all the text things, all the overlays went back like 4 generations. So I want to change that real quick while you're telling everybody about the race.
Absolutely, buddy. That happens. I do want to make a quick statement real quick before I go forward in commentary. I want to apologize to Ilya. I pronounced his name extremely wrong. I believe it is Ilya Molodovich. That is it, I believe. And I am sorry, Ilya. I apologize for doing that. A lot of great racing all the way through the field, though, as we look. Some big names moving up through the field. We'll get there in just a moment. You'll know what I'm talking about. Marlon McMullen, though, already to about a 4-car length lead over John Emerson in the number 1 Holden. A very good job from Marlon McMullen there. Going back to 3rd, it's Curtis Chipaway in the Grip TV machine, and then the other car's machine of John Latham rides in 4th. In 5th, it is Michael Cracknell with a great battle on hand from Corey Preston. A battle that's even closer right now is behind them. The battle for 7th between Michael Schreier and Ian Ford is really heating up. Ian Ford going to move to the inside now as they head down the big straight here, heading down into turn 1. And it will be a pass from Ian Ford there in the Maverick Welding Holden. Beautiful pass from the number 5 car. Did a really good job working the inside there and made his way comfortably around Michael Schreier. We go back to the car behind him. That's Michael Fulcher in the sim pit Ford. And he is really starting to get a little bit of a momentum boost as well. And Michael Schreier might need to be very careful. Other good battles on hand continue. It is single file most of the way through the track, but we do have a little bit of a side-by-side battle right now going between Caleb Jordan and Jake Maloney. And right now, Jake Maloney works the inside. Let's see if he makes that pass capitalize. He does. A wonderful job there from Jake Maloney to work his way around Caleb Jordan and Joe Peak there. And Joe Peak just made his way up another spot as well. So lots of big cars around the track, and I tell you what, I am really, really shocked at how well Marlon McMullen has attacked this start of this race in the Mobile 1 Holden. I love the paint that Marlon McMullen has on the car today. It looks really, really good. Obviously a throwback paint, and it's absolutely stunning. John Emerson is got a good run though right now. He's starting to pick up the pace. Makes me wonder if he was just waiting to get the tire temps just right before pushing that Holden. But the car's Holden is starting to move forward, guys. And speaking of that, that's leaving a little bit of a gap in between him and Curtis Chipaway back there for 3rd. On the contrary, John Latham is starting to make up some ground on 3rd place driver Curtis. So lots of action going up here in the top 5. Right now, Michael Cracknell has every bit of hands full right now with the Apexi Falcon of Corey Preston. They're going to go side by side down the front stretch here. Going to be very interesting to see, and it will be Corey Preston who wins the race to the line. He'll have that inside line all the way through turn 1. Let's see if he can hold on to it. He does. A beautiful job from the Apexi Ford Falcon of Corey Preston. That's the 11 car. Could it be a rebound from Michael Fulcher? Excuse me, and that's, I apologize, the sim pit machine right there. Michael Cracknell, not Fulcher. I apologize to Cracknell. And Michael Cracknell, a great job. Almost got the position back, but he will have to wait and be patient. Another battle presumes behind us as Michael Schreier tries to rebound his position. He is right there behind Ian Ford. Remember, just a lap ago, Ian Ford made the nice move on the inside to get around Schreier. Schreier is there on the LED Innovations Ford Falcon trying to rebound on the Maverick Weldon Holden. It's really good like racing all the way through the field right now.
It's looking like Michael Schreier is going to have another week of bumper-to-bumper great racing. I remember last week he bumper-to-bumper all race long with, who was it there, JD?
Yeah, I knew you was going. Oh, we got trouble in the back of the field. And let's see what's going on. Big trouble. It's going to be Brendan King, or behind Brendan King. That's David A. Moore. Let's see if we can get a race recall replay up. David a more, and his day may be over, Kane. That car is smoking really bad. As they were getting ready to head into this really sharp left-hander, the hairpin here. Oh, he just blew his engine, Kane. He just blew his engine. That is all there is to it. Probably jumped a shift, and it doesn't take much to blow these engines when you really get up on a high rev like that. And his day is ultimately done. I hate to see that for David Moore, and such a tough break for him there. His Ford Falcon going to have to get towed back to pits, and they'll load it back on the virtual truck, and he'll have to look forward to next week, buddy.
Yeah, looking back up at the front, John Emerson has caught Marlon and is putting some serious pressure there on the bumper of Marlon McMullen. And we're going to see a race here for the #1 spot. Marlon McMullen is the current points leader. John Emerson's a few points back. But as we was looking, if John Emerson continues to show up for the rest of the season, continues to have these great runs, he does have a very viable chance to win this championship. And Marlon, of course, in the lead right now. If he continues to do well and win these last 6 or 7 races that we got, he also has a very good chance to win this championship.
And can you imagine just how awesome this race could go down between these two going down on the final weeks of the season? It could be one of the best runs we've seen in a while here in the V8 Supercar Americas. And I'm really watching this battle behind the front two right now, Kane. I'm really enjoying. Oh, Curtis Chipaway around. And that is big trouble for the #7 car. It's going to be trouble for Corey Preston. And Corey just skates by. Whew. What a move to get around the spun around car there. And somehow Curtis Chipaway able to get the car back going.
Yeah, wow. Curtis, that was... he was able to get that thing spun back around and get back going without making any contact. All the rest of the drivers paying pretty good attention to what was going on there, so that worked out pretty good.
All right, Kane, that I thought for a minute it was going to hurt Corey Preston. He did a wonderful job avoiding the wreck, but what that did allow was the car behind him of Michael Cracknell to get right there in the action. They were close, but now Cracknell right in striking distance, and so Corey Preston really going to have to get the hammer down and get a little bit of that space worked back. We have a lot of traffic right here. Here comes the Maverick welding machine trying to get some daylight. No, wait a minute, on the inside it's going to be Michael Schraer trying, and he'll get on the inside of Ian Ford here. Let's see what happens. It's a race down into turn 1, and we'll find out who's going to get it. It will be Ian Ford who makes it around Schraer. What a run there from Ian Ford and the Maverick Weldon holding the beautiful pass on Michael Schraer. And there's another battle going on right now. It's another sim pit machine. He's trying to hold off behind him. That's Michael Fulcher trying to hold off Tony Ottridge. Goodness gracious, guys. Tony Ottridge started all the way in the, it was the 17th spot is where he started on the grid. And he has made his way all the way up to 10th place in only 5 laps, Kate.
Tony Ottridge definitely showing up and running very well here.
He's
in
got
Japan.
the outside. Sorry, buddy. It was going on a side-by-side with Michael Fulcher. A great battle between these two. Ottridge does hold back, though. Boy, Curtis Chipaway starting to think about maybe taking Michael Schraer here. There's so much action going on in this mid-pack right now, I can't take my eyes off. And right now, the big thing to watch is Tony Ottridge, because he is all over the back of Michael Fulcher.
You know, JD, I thought I seen Ryan Shelton up here in the broadcast booth for a second. I turned back around and he's gone. So I hope everything went okay for Ryan in the second split, because something may have happened if he has joined us in the broadcast booth.
Yeah, that's not promising if we see that. So definitely we hope the best for him. Maybe that nothing bad happened, but doesn't look good. All right, working the inside now. Here comes Tony Ottridge on another attempt. He's not able to do it. I'm really proud of the work of the Sim Pit Falcon of Michael Fulcher. He has really been able to hold up Tony Ottridge off, but that may be over right now. Here comes Tony Ottridge coming down the inside as the cars come down the front stretch to start lap 7, and it will be the inside advantage for Tony Autrich here. Looks like it'll be an easy pass for him if he can get the grip. He does get the grip, so Tony Autrich able to move up into the 9th position. That'll push Fulcher back to 10th. Man, we got great racing all over this track. Right now, John Emerson is about a car length off of Marlon McMullen. Somehow through all this action, Kane, Marlon McMullen has been able to hold on to the race lead here at lap number 6. And how many total laps? Is it 18, my friend? Or is
it is?
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure before I went announcing it. Yeah, I thought it was 18 laps today. Oh, wait, here's a big run right now from John Emerson. He just got right on the bumper of Marlon McMullen. A really aggressive move. He's going to make another one here. We could have a race for the lead here any second. Boy, I tell you what, a really good job from the Mobil 1 holding there of Marlon McMullen in that number 3 car. He really had the pressure cooker on as right there as John Emerson was literally on his bumper. Contact was almost imminent, and somehow Marlon McMullen found some momentum to break away for at least a moment, as right now, of course, John Emerson is running him back down and is actually right on the bumper again. So we'll see what happens here, as it looks like it's almost inevitable that John Emerson will get a fight for the lead here. I think he's going to make the move coming up in just a minute. Of course, they'll come through that final chicane, and now around this final right-hander, they're going down the front stretch. But a really good job there coming around the final turn for Marlon. He'll break away, so this race will continue. And doesn't look like John Emerson's going to be able to get him right now, so we'll go focus on some other areas. It's just hard to...
While we watch this battle here for the first place, we did find Ryan Shelton. He's here in the broadcast booth. Ryan, if you're here in the booth, that means something bad must have happened in the race. Everything go okay for you?
No, my computer blue screen just right in the middle, going up the hill, coming out of the S's, the car just disappeared. So that was the end of my race.
Yeah, I went to look for the broadcast there on Twitch, the stream that you do, and Twitch itself wouldn't even load up. So it could have been an error within Twitch that ended up just dorking the whole machine or something. Hard to say, but I still couldn't get Twitch to load up.
Well, I had been working on trying to overclock my computer, and I just it
oh,
didn't work out.
I hear you. Yep, that definitely. That I've had that happen before. Just everything goes blue and shuts off.
Yep, that's. I got to the top of the hill and it was done. I was looking to have a good race. I started 8th, and I felt good after yesterday. After finishing wherever I finished yesterday, felt pretty good, but this wasn't it. So move on next week to I guess it's Brands Hatch is what's next week. So
it is, and Brands Hatch is a fun track, so it should be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I felt pretty good about this week, and with the GRE sim, and then last night I had 2 really good races, so I felt really good going into tonight. Did a bunch of high rating building races yesterday. Actually this past week, try to get back to the top split, and I wasn't able to do that, so try again next week.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in and talking with us, letting us know what happened to your race. I'm sure there was a couple guys in split 2 that seen you disappear and wondered, well, they probably seen you go head first into a wall or something, actually.
Probably so. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, definitely.
All right, John Emerson getting his way around Marlon McMullen for that number 1 spot. Marlon's not going to let it go easy, though. Actually, he does. He just he lets him on by without much fight there, and he'll just tuck in behind and just try to run with him for a while, see if he'll get a chance to get back around him here a little later on.
Well, don't feel too bad, Ryan. I had a wreck of my own in the broadcast as I had trouble pronouncing a name. And then after taking the time to look at it, I realized just how bad I pronounced it.
Yeah,
actually Ilya.
I had a wreck of my own, too.
Yeah, it's actually Ilya Moloto or I'm going to say it again wrong.
It's a tough one.
It's Molodashikov. Molodashikov. That's all it is. Ilya Molodashikov.
Oh, well, you better give him a nickname. because
Well, he's gonna be from now on. He's just gonna be Ilya, baby, Ilya, or
just call him Molo. There you go, Molo. His first 4 letters of
That's
his last
right,
name,
Molo. I
Molo.
like that. Yeah, Molo.
Ilya Moto. Yeah, that is good. I like that.
Just don't call him Marlin.
Ilya Molo, baby. But right now he's back in 17th position and just kind of enjoying his race. He did a good job getting away from Joe Peak a minute ago. Joe was catching up on him. And that's kind of through the backpack of the field. Michael Schraer, unfortunately, has fallen off the run. He's trying to catch up to Brendan King in an awesome-looking Puma Ford Falcon. I love that. That's an awesome livery on that 18 car of Brendan King. Yeah, he's in 12th. 11th does belong to Noel Lundberg right now. And then ahead of him, of course, it's Jason Dixon, who starts the 10 spot. In 9th, Michael Fulcher. The battle between Tony Ottridge and Curtis Chipway is underway. And that is the battle for 7th place, as Curtis owns it right now, but tons of damage on the Grip TV Holden. I believe it's still the Grip TV Holden for Kurt there.
Now it's cleared up. Here's another one of those weird glitches.
Boy, isn't that crazy? It cleared up as soon as they started the new lap. And, man, now I hope iRacing gets that fixed over the next build. But watching, I tell you what, you remember Ian Ford had got around a couple guys there. He's trying to catch up to Michael Cracknell and Corey Preston. Really proud of Corey today. Corey holding on for dear life to this 4th place spot. He looks really good. He doesn't look over aggressive today like we've seen in racing days past of Corey Preston. Looks very cool, calm, and collective at the moment, even though he has a strong, very strong push of Michael Cracknell on his back bumper there. Really good battle here for 4th place, guys.
Do want to check in on the hometown driver here, Satoru Uno. He's in 14th place now, back in the number 19 car. Having a good, clean race. He's definitely very familiar with the track. He's not a regular here in the V8 Supercars series, but he has participated here a few times. We've seen him here in the series, so he's definitely no stranger to the V8 Supercar, but not a regular either.
Right, that's a really good point, Kane, and he's doing a really good job considering, of course, up here in the top split with tons of big talent. And I really like the I'll just call it the Red Bull livery. I won't give a driver name out, but I like the Red Bull livery. It looks cool. He's doing a good job.
Take the chance to refresh the liveries, as you had said something about Brendan King's livery, and I was just showing him in a red car, just a plain old red car.
Oh man, it's a cool Puma. But I tell you who my livery of the day is going to go to, and it's actual Noel Lundberg. I'm loving this brand, or it's instead of Band of Brothers, it's just Band of Others. And I love the black and blue paint with the orange trim. Looks really, really good. And super, super nice paint there from Noel Lundberg.
Yeah, the wheels, boy, the wheels are really cool.
But I don't know. I don't know the Puma, the livery from Brendan King is right there with it. I mean, that thing is awesome. So, can we do 2 livery of the weeks?
Sure, why not?
Why not?
I do have a heads up on what Marlon's going to be running next week at Brands Hatch, and his livery next week is going to be pretty cool as well.
All right, here comes Tony Ottridge, as you heard Kane right there. Looking forward to that livery update next week. Don't want to miss that. But right now, it's big trouble again for Curtis Chipaway. Oh, he hit the inside retaining barrier, and more trouble for Curtis Chipaway there. And this time there will be some damage put on the Grip TV Holden. And oh, scary moment as Satoru Ono is making his way around. Now some more traffic trying to get around Curtis here. And the GTI Holden of Jake Maloney makes it by, and it'll actually kind of trap behind him Caleb Jordan for a minute. And that's going to be fun there, or not so fun, for Kimmy's Rule Fencing Holden of Caleb Jordan. Boy, what a tough day for a Curtis Chipaway, who's, phenomenal pace here. You know, from the start of the race, he had a great qualifying result and has had just 2 unfortunate incidents that have really hindered his results here today, holding him all the way back here. And hopefully he'll be able to rebound next week. I mean, I know he will. He's just having one of those days right now.
Well, Curtis has been missing in action for a couple weeks. We haven't seen Corey doing very many laps in the last few weeks. I'd say probably the last 3 weeks we've missed Curtis, and so he might be a little bit out of practice. It's definitely showing a little bit. Hopefully whatever was keeping him off the track has passed, and we'll start to see Curtis more often, because he's definitely a driver that makes this series. You know, there's a couple drivers that make this series something else, and he's definitely one of the drivers that contribute something special to this series.
Absolutely. He is such a big part of this series. And his longtime teammate, for me it seems like they've been longtime teammates, Marlon McMullen up here in second, still trying to catch up here to John Emerson. He has made a little progress over the course of the latter half of this lap, and just keeping an eye on it. But it seems that every time that he gets a little progress, he gets pushed back a little bit. It seems like John Emerson is playing games with him. He gets a little bit of that distance put behind him, and then John turns on the afterburners and runs away.
Both of these guys have turned unbelievable laps. Marlon McMullen's fastest lap at 201.75, which is extraordinarily fast here at Suzuka. But John Emerson at 201.418. So,
woo, man,
John Emerson's just flying. And his last lap at 201.92. His averages are just a little bit better than Marlon's there, and of course that's why you see that 6-car link lead there for John Emerson.
Boy,
up to 2 seconds now.
It's just something watching these guys. They're so talented. A lot of people just don't realize just how good these guys are. And I'm telling you, man, those times are extremely fast.
Speaking of good, I definitely want to give a shout out to Corey Preston, running up here in 4th. He's got Michael Cracknell that's been giving him a rough time the whole race, just sticking right there with his bumper, and definitely putting the pressure on Corey. Corey holding his own and staying there in 4th and having a great race. Corey's definitely showed up this season with a different head on his shoulders than what we've seen in the past, and it's really showing.
It really is, Kane. He is very... I just seen a lot of maturity as a racer in a short amount of time. And I know that Corey has more ground to cover, but my goodness, he has looked like a totally different driver since he has come back from his injury. I feel like maybe that injury gave him a lot of time to focus. And oh no, big trouble, don't say it. And that is troublesome. Great save from Corey. That car could have got around completely on him. He will lose the position to the sim pit holding of Michael Cracknell. So a good little bit of a gift there for Crackers. And now some connection issues possibly for Corey as the car is blinking in and out. I wonder if that may have caused his initial incident there, if maybe it caught him off guard, if something happened on screen. But definitely some connectivity issues for the number 11 car. Hopefully he gets that under wraps, Kane.
Yeah, a lot of times when that connection starts goofing up on you, it'll jerk your frame rates around and everything else, and that really could have hurt his braking marker going in, and it could have caused that incident. Also a chance he could have been listening to the broadcast, not paying attention to what was going on. But,
I've done that a few times.
I think it was probably
more than a few times, I'm going to say.
Yeah, it can happen, I'm telling you. But I'm proud of him. He's been able to stay right here with Michael Cracknell. As he head down into turn 1, I would not be surprised the least bit to see Corey Preston try to make a move here. And he's just not quite in position. We're about to have a 3-car battle here for this 4th spot. This is actually really good. Ian Ford in the number 5 car right here in the action as well. And if you look in just the rear of the picture, not far behind, is Tony Ottridge. Remember, guys, Tony Ottridge started in 17th position on the starting grid without a qualifying time. has worked his way up through this field. He's actually in 7th place right now and is looking ahead at Ian Ford. I give him about another 2 laps and he'll be right in this game.
Corey's still struggling a little bit with his internet connection. Ian Ford's now really starting to gain on Corey. Mick Cracknell up there looked like he got a little goofy coming out of the turn. That's going to allow Corey to gain right back up to him, and we'll see a battle here for that 4th place. Looks like it's going to be a 3-way battle for 4th.
Wow, this is what it was all what we wanted to see. A 3-way battle for 4th. It could be a 4-way battle here soon. But just really, really fun to watch. Michael Cracknell really did a good job of, he got handed a little bit of a gift there from Corey, but he's doing a great job of holding on to it. He's not going to let it go. He's got, Corey gets a little loose on the exit of that turn there. The back end wanted to step out on him a bit. That may cost him a little bit of time trying to run down Michael Cracknell here. It's about a 2-car length gap, as you saw right there coming through. Wide turn there from Cracknell. That's going to allow Corey Preston to get right up on the bumper there. Now we got a close battle, and Corey really had to step on the brakes not to run into the back end there. That cost him a little time. We're back to a car length and a half lead.
I want to mention Michael Schreier back there, right on the bumper of Brendan King for that 10th position. These guys really having a heck of a battle to get into that top 10.
Oh, buddy, and look at this. Here comes Corey Preston going to try to work the inside. It's not to be there. Michael Cracknell slams the door shut. That opportunity is over. Here comes Ian Ford. Ian Ford trying to look to the inside. Now the other inside as they hit the other turn. The left-hander, he still can't find room, but he's right there with Corey Preston. And as I was watching Corey trying to get Michael Cracknell, here come Ian Ford and the Maverick Weldon Holden. Beautiful job there from Ian Ford, and he is hanging right there. And I'd look for him to try to get around. This is actually the battle to watch, is Corey Preston trying to hold off Ian Ford here. And notice how when these two battle, Kane, look who's coming up. Tony Ottridge is almost there. So the longer these two continue to battle, that's going to benefit Tony Ottridge, and he'll get up here, and we're going to have us a real battle on our hands. These two going at it, also allowing Michael Cracknell a little bit of breathing room up there. So fun to watch right here. Corey Preston doing a great job not allowing Ian Ford around him. See if he's able to continue to hold him off. I do want to mention, if we could get a close-up on Corey Preston's car, hopefully Trading Paints did load it up on the broadcast, but on mine, he has his sponsors in Japanese. I thought that was an awesome thing to do. Corey Preston should win Livery of the Week, I have to say, just because of the extra. Yeah, after I saw that, I had to go back and give one Livery of the Week away to Corey Preston. That is awesome, and I thought that
up on the windshield that says Ford. Up in the windshield banner says Ford in Japanese, and then of course underneath the Apexi, it says something else in Japanese. And on the very front, you can see underneath the grill, in between the two champion stickers, that says Spark Plugs in Japanese.
Awesome. Just a really good job there. The headlight covers in Japanese. And Ian Ford says, while y'all looking at his livery, I'm going to try to work around him here on lap 15. Race really getting away from us as this thing is working its way near the end. Really fun watching these guys. Corey Preston still able to hold on to 5th spot at the moment. This is the top 5 they're battling for, so big honors here to be fighting. Here comes Ian, maybe looking to an inside position, will not find it. Good momentum by the 11 car of Corey Preston.
Tony Ottridge still creeping up in there. I would say he has officially caught Ian Ford. We're going to really start seeing a battle here now for this 5th position between Corey Preston, Ian Ford, and Tony Ottridge.
Yeah, it's here. I said in 2 laps. I think it was right at 2 laps or a little over it. But Tony Ottridge is here, Kane, and this could get really good in a hurry. Be a good time to go on board with Tony Ottridge here, just to kind of watch the cars ahead of him and just see what it looks like as we look in the cockpit of Tony Ottridge. And get a little bit of look at Suzuka too here on before we start lap 16, and this is a big hairpin, or I'm sorry, like a carousel type turn here, and this is a big run, one of the longer straights here at Suzuka, and you can just see how he's trying to work that gap between him and Ian Ford, Kane, and they're about to come up on the chicane here. This is a big turn, and here's this famous chicane at Suzuka. So as the cars have to wash all this speed off, they go through here amazingly fast. You can imagine the cheese that they would feel in the real world car through there. You'd probably feel like the car's about to flip on you. And full speed through the start finish line to start lap number 16. Fantastic racing.
Just about 175 mile an hour there as they start to hit the brakes to go into this turn 1.
Yeah, they are flying, man.
This here's the only part of the track that I can keep up with the guys.
Well, at least you have at least one part of the track that you can keep up.
I always lose it here at the end of this. Whoop! Just like Corey there. Got a little loose. I usually lose it right here at this right-hander because you got so much speed, and to try to keep the car on the track right there is tough.
Boy, it is. It really is tough. Such good racing. Ian Ford still able to hold off Tony Attridge for the time being. And what makes it tough is Tony he doesn't have a whole lot of room to maneuver. I mean, you see, it's not the widest track. I mean, it's not a super narrow track, but it's not the widest either. So it's kind of tough to find the room to get past him, especially when you look ahead and Corey Preston's right there in front of and we get a little bit of some back end slippery, some back end that gets really loose from Ian Ford there, and that's going to allow Tony Attridge to go. Here he's going to try the inside here, Kane. Let's see what happens. And he's going to try it. He's got him. No, he doesn't. Now he's going to go to the inside again. Let's see if he gets him this time. I think he does. The super black Ford Falcon here. Oh, for a second they're going to make contact. No, they're not. Beautiful driving from Tony Attridge as he does make the pass around Ian Ford. And welcome to 6th place, Tony Attridge.
Yeah, I'm afraid Ian, he tried his best to keep that position, but he also tried very hard to keep it clean through that chicane and give Tony enough room to get through. I think he mistakenly took some room away the turn before, and so he gave him a little extra room through the chicane and let him get through nice and clean. I do want to mention, up in the 3rd spot, John Latham, teammate of John Emerson up there in the number 1 position, has caught Marlon McMullen and is really putting on some pressure for that 2nd position, trying to get a 1-2 for Team TTL.
Boy, that is awesome, and it is so fun watching these two. I have a really cool classic Formula 1 camera set here, and just looks so awesome watching these two go at it. John Latham really starting to turn on the heat here, and John Latham in his Cars Colton number 10 car, for those looking on, he is really putting it on. And tell you what, really proud of how well Marlon McMullen has been able to keep himself composed under this pressure. He already had a wonderful race with the race leader, John Emerson. In fact, if you remember, Marlon jumped at the beginning of this race. This is our final lap, by the way, guys. So as soon as John Emerson gets around these last few turns here, we will be all said and done. So a good battle here at the end of the race for Marlon McMullen.
No, after he gets around, we still got 1 lap to go.
That's right, it's 18. I ain't done that in a while, but I used to do it every time, didn't I, buddy?
I'm lucky enough that once it gets to 10 laps, mine starts giving me the laps to go.
Oh, I need that so bad. I tell you what, we are on the final lap now. The white flag is waving, not the checkered yet. And so John Emerson has started the final lap here at Suzuka. So we'll get another full lap battle here between Marlon McMullen and John Latham. And there's some more battles to keep our eye on as well. Corey Preston and Tony Attridge are going at it, and it looks like Tony Attridge may try something. he won't have the room to do so, so he'll have to hope he gets, and a close call there for both Tony Ottridge and Corey Preston there. And we'll continue to watch different battles here throughout the end. The really good one here is great when John Latham's going to try another run at Marlon McMullen. Marlon's really looking loose there, and it making me think that John Latham may get him here before the conclusion of this race. Halfway done with the final lap here, so a half a lap to go. And around the hairpin is John Emerson up here in the lead. And what a job the number 1 Cars Colton
Latham's
has done.
around.
Trouble.
Contact there with Marlon. Marlon got a little loose, but he got it going first. So,
wow.
That was some unusual contact.
That was very unique. We'll go back and look at that at the end of the race because we're almost here at the end. In fact, making his way up the hill for the last time is John Emerson. And we'll see he'll be up here near the chicane here shortly. Wow, I still can't believe that, Kane. That was crazy. Crazy contact. Never seen something like that.
Check in on Corey Preston here, see if he's still holding off Tony Ottridge, and he is. Tony stuck back behind Corey for the moment. He's still got that one good chance to get around Corey here, and we'll just have to keep an eye and see exactly what happens back here for the third. Here he comes. He's going to try to get up, draft him and get up to the side, and he thinks better of it, tucks back in. We'll have to see how he does. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Emerson has won the race. He just crossed the finish line. Now back to you, buddy.
Just checking on Tony Ottridge, see how he does here coming around the final turn to the finish line. Gives Corey a little bump, and Corey's going to get it.
Yeah, Corey got it. Good race, though, all the way to the end there from all these guys. Man, what a finish. Official results rolling in here as the guys are all crossing the start-finish line. Great job from John Emerson there. He'll take the checkered flag today. Marlon McMullen with a second-place finish, which was awesome after a scary moment on the final lap came. Maybe we can rewind and go back and see that. I don't know how far back we'll be able to go, but I'll at least go back and let us know what happened.
I might have to go back twice. It'll go back up to 60 seconds, so we'll see. Went right back to it. So I'll go back another 10 seconds, and we'll take a look at this.
Yeah, it's awesome. On the race recall replay here, you'll see it as the guys are coming up. There's a right-hand turn. They start getting on the brake. Oh, what happened was in the car's Colton there, that's John Latham, his back left tire got in the grass. It sent the car around, and he nicked the back left quarter panel of Marlon McMullen's Mobile 1 Holden and sent it around. So that is what it was. That was so close to being no contact at all. And that was just awesome that both cars were able to finish in the positions that they were running. Awesome. That's a great race recall replay, and that is how the guys finished up. Well, I guess we can go ahead and do our final results. John Emerson took checkered flag, Marlon McMullen second. John Latham took third. That is the podium here at Suzuka Circuit. Michael Cracknell, a great result for him in his sim pit Holden. He took fourth in fifth place today, and a great battle. Way to hold it off. The Apexy Ford Falcon of Corey Preston. A great job from him. Tony Ottridge finishes in sixth after starting 17th, guys. Great result for the number 2 car. Ian Ford came across in the Maverick Weldon Holden. He came across in 7th today, so good job from him. And as we look down, Michael Fulcher finished 8th in his sim pit Ford. Jason Dixon did a wonderful job today as he finished in 9th position in the Sim Spec Engineering Ford. Michael Schrader finished 10th in the LED Innovations Ford. Brendan King finished in 11th, and the Puma Ford, Noel Bloomberg, finished in 12th. Satoru Ono finished in 13th. 14th went to Curtis Chipaway. Jake Maloney, 15th. 16th went to Kimmy's Rural Fencing Holden of Caleb Jordan. Joe Peak finished in his Ford in 17th. 18th went to Ilya Molota, or we'll just call him Ilya Molo, but it's Molotishkovich. and it is told. And David Moore finished in 19th, guys. And that rounds out the 19-car field. Member David Moore, his race ended early on a blown engine. That is how we finished up here at Suzuka, 18 laps. And a good day. I thought that was a great race, Kane. Had a lot of good stuff going on out there.
That was a great race. I really had a lot of fun watching that one.
Yeah, I had a blast, and we got to talk for a minute and hear about the second split as well. I'm sure we'll get to hear some more now that it's probably wrapping up as well. And but we had a good time in this broadcast. Looks like we're about ready to have some drivers come join us for a couple of big words. Let's bring in the race winner, John Emerson, for some post-race words. John, welcome to the post-race show, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. It's bloody hot here, though. Oh, sorry, it's very hot here. Yeah, no, that was good fun.
That's all right, buddy. I'm telling you what, man. It's funny. It's hot there. It's cold here. We do everything backwards from you guys, but I tell you what. Congratulations, a great job out there. You had an unbelievable qualifying time. I mean, it was almost cut under 2 minutes there. It was so close to it, and it was actually 2 minutes point 209, so incredibly fast. And it was actually almost a full second faster than Marlon's, who started in third. And but you guys battled it out. Marlon had an extraordinary start. He jumped out into the lead, and it looked like he was going to hold on to it for a while. But what a job you put down. Tell us about the early race and catching down, running down Marlon McMullen there.
Yeah, no, it was a really good race. Great race with Marlon. Pretty much, yeah, had an absolute shocker start. I was talking with John, my teammate, and he was saying what he was doing for his start, and I was like, oh, I don't think it's going to work, and I ended up bogging up, and yeah, Marlon just got an absolute flyer straight past me, and I knew I couldn't cover him into the first turn, so I just let him go, and he started pulling away, and I was like, oh, geez, I might have underestimated my race pace here, and but then I slowly started reeling him in. The tires came on, and yeah, I was just sort of sitting behind him there, sort of waiting for him to make a mistake, and I could feel my tires going off, and I was hoping he was going to make a mistake sooner rather than later. And then, yeah, he just got a bit of a bad run out of the last chicane, and I managed to get up the inside there, and he didn't really challenge it. So, yeah, so after that, I was just taking it fairly easy, just cooling the tires off, and then finding the groove and bringing it home pretty much.
Fantastic, man. It's a track that we don't run a lot here in the V8s, and did you have any? Obviously, didn't have any trouble adjusting to it, but how did the car feel out there with the tire wear and stuff like that throughout the 18 laps?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like that first lap is diabolical. It's like you're on ice, and then sort of about 2 to 3 laps in, the car starts feeling really good. But yeah, when I was behind Marlon, I was just pushing a little bit too hard and smoking the rears up. And then when I got past him, I nearly lost it into the last chicane and overheated the tires badly. But if you can get the tires in that nice sort of range of heat and everything like that, the track grips right up, and it's just like any other sort of track really in terms of grip. It's really nice, but it's just that first lap you sort of got to just take it really, really gently.
Yeah, I was very concerned about the start of the race. I had heard about how bad the track was on that opening lap with the cold tires, and but a good job there. Great job coming back and getting the win today, man. If you keep this up, this is unbelievable. We hope that you keep showing up here in the Americas. If you keep doing what you're doing, you'd be battling for a championship here.
Yeah, I'm actually going to miss next week because I'll be away. But yeah, so hopefully that won't make too much of an impact. But I should be there for every race after that, except for maybe the Bathurst 12-hour. I might be away for that one as well. But yeah, I love this race. On a Saturday Arvo over here, it's fantastic. It's great on the weekend. Just relax and have a few beers afterwards. It's fantastic.
Man, that's awesome, buddy. Well, thanks a million for coming by and having a word with us, and congratulations on the amazing victory.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Cheers, guys.
And that is John Emerson, everybody, winner of today's race here at Suzuka. And next, let's bring in the guy that had a wonderful race with him and raced up front all day. Let's talk to Marlon McMullen. Marlon, welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post-Race Show. How are you, sir?
Yeah, not bad, guys. How about yourself?
Man, doing fantastic, buddy. What a start. Jumped out with a really, as they would say, a whale of a start. and jumped from third all the way into the lead and held the lead for quite some time. Tell us about the early race there.
Yeah, I mean, I was really shocked that I got such an awesome start. But you don't sort of think twice about him. You just keep going, and yeah, next thing I knew, I was out in front and tried the best I could. To fend off the hard charger of John because he's so bloody good. And I did the best job I could at the start, but unfortunately, he got me in the end. So yeah, let him go and tried to stay with him as long as I could. And then I started to notice that John was starting to catch me. Another John, so I had two Johns in the race. A problem, I guess. So, and then so Latham started to catch me really, really rapidly, and I really tried to nail the laps as good as I can, keep it nice and clean, and the quickest way to get around the track, staying on the apexes and being nice and smooth. So I tried that, and yeah, unfortunately, I just didn't have the car in the last sector. Every time I got to the last sector, I just had so much bounce out of the last chicane. But the first two sectors, for whatever reason, the car was really hooked up. So yeah, whatever happened there, John was able to catch up so much, and then. Yeah, got into the last, couple of laps. He was right on my bumper and got into the last lap and got into the hairpin and yeah, wasn't expecting a dive bomb or anything, but he came in and just gave me a little tap. I left him a little bit of room, but I think he nicked the grass and yeah, spun me around. But these things happen. It's racing, so it's all good.
Oh yeah, I mean it was it truly was entertaining, and I want to give you a big shout out for the awesome livery on the car, the mobile one. Holden looked awesome out there on the track, especially when it was in the lead. But it even looked good trying to run down John Emerson at the end. Tell us about that near the end, and then a great battle you had for third place as John Latham started to come up there at the end.
Yeah, I mean, John Emerson, should I say? John Emerson, really put the pressure on me at the start, and I really, really, really wanted to stay in front of him as long as possible. But I knew he was going to get me eventually, so you can only do as much as you can. But I didn't want to make it as easy as possible for him, and he eventually got a really good drive out of the last corner, and he just absolutely smashed me down that front straight. So I couldn't do anything about that one. But as I said, John Latham was absolutely charging up like no tomorrow, and as I said, the best thing you can do is just go out there and just do the best laps you can, and keep yourself composed really, because these guys are in such awesome teams and they're really good, awesome drivers in their own caliber. And the best thing I can do out there is do the best job I can do today. And I'm really proud today. I did the best job I could do. I didn't feel any pressure. I was really happy with my pace, and they're the races I enjoy the most. So bring on next week at Alton Park.
Absolutely, man. Love it. Love it. Fantastic performance. And just keep up the good work, Marlon. You're looking really good. Congratulations on your victory yesterday. And we look forward to seeing how you do next week, pal.
Yeah, cheers. There we go, week by week.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks again. That is Marlon McMullen, everybody. Another big shout out to him and an awesome run today. All right, let's bring in a driver. Had a wonderful day today. Let's bring in Michael Cracknell. Let's talk with him for a second. Michael, welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show. How are you doing today, buddy?
Good, thanks, JD. Kane, how you guys going?
Man, it's been a wonderful race to watch and an enjoyable time at that. Really enjoyed the race today. Watching you was a thrill, and we really enjoyed the run that you had. A fourth place finish today in the Sim Pit Holden. It looked really good there. Tell us about some of the intriguing battles that you had throughout the race today.
Well, starting at turn one, I had such a good run off the start that I really had nothing to lose, so I thought I'd just try and go around the outside of Michael and Corey and managed to make that stick. Corey got by me coming onto the front straight. He had such a good run, and I had a bad run out of there. He got by me, so I followed him for a while and just waited for him to hopefully make a mistake, and he just made a slight error into the hairpin. So I was able to get him there and hold on to fourth from there on. So no, I really enjoyed that race. The SDC Simpic car was really hooked up today, and even though I didn't have the pace of the top three guys, it still felt really good, and I was really happy with fourth.
Yeah, it was a great performance near the beginning of the race. You were following John Latham for a little bit and had a fun run with him. And Corey Preston tried real hard to get around you there for a while. It's just a good race. We really enjoyed it. And Suzuka turned out to be a great race for you, and it is really a treat to watch.
Yeah, cheers. I was actually looking forward to this track, hoping that it would sort of suit my driving style. And yeah, it was good to be competitive and running in the top 5 as opposed to running in top 10 or 15. So really happy with that, and just want to thank everybody at SDC, Marty, Fulch, all those guys, helping on setup and stuff. I don't think I'd be up here without the help of those guys. They do a tremendous job.
I got a question for you. Where was Marty today in the race?
That I don't know. I spoke to him last night, and he said he'd be here. So I'm guessing he probably stayed up too late and slept in.
I actually did have a chat with Marty. It would have been last night for him, but it would have been this morning. It was this morning for me, and yeah, he said that he was going to be here. So hopefully everything's okay with him. And but good luck again, buddy. A fantastic performance, and we really look forward to you next week.
All right. Thanks, JD. Thanks, Kane. Thanks for doing the broadcast too. You guys do an outstanding job.
Thank Kane. Without him today, I would probably wouldn't have had, or I wouldn't have been here at least. It was a great show.
Thank you.
All right, man. Fantastic stuff from Michael Cracknell. And now let's bring in John Latham, who had a phenomenal performance today. John, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. Welcome, man. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks, guys. How about yourselves?
Doing absolutely fantastic, buddy. A podium spot here today at Suzuka, the Japanese circuit. Tell us a little bit about it and how the car handled out there.
Yeah, the car was pretty good. As you saw, I got a terrible start, and just like it's fun racing against Curtis and stuff. But he was jumping around a little bit for his connection, which is always makes it a bit kind of trickier to pass. So yeah, I just bided my time. Unfortunately, had a bit of a spin at the hairpin, and then that kind of let me just concentrate on putting some good laps down and catching the guys up the front. And once John got past Marlon, that obviously released John, and then I could work at catching Marlon, and I had to have a go on the last lap. It's last lap of the race. So yeah, I had a bit of a dive down the inside there. Unfortunately, I think he might have seen me coming a bit late and pulled across, and I ended up taking a bit of evasive action going on the grass and accidentally tapping the rear of him. But he didn't spin around. Obviously, it was me. So yeah, no, it was good racing. And it was fun to be back in the V8 again.
Yeah, I tell you what, it looked really good in it as well, buddy. It was a treat to get you see out there, and hope we get to see you more often, man. That was a nice treat, and I tell you what, it'd be really cool if we could see you next week as we head out to Kent, England, to the famous Brands Hatch. It's going to be an exciting week next week. 27 laps at Brands Hatch, buddy.
Yeah, it should be great. So yeah, I definitely want to try and make it a bit more because it fits my time schedule a bit more. So, and it was good size of field, good drivers in the field. So yeah, it's good competition, and it's great that you guys are broadcasting it and stuff. And you do a really great job. I've watched quite a few of them, and it's kind of inspired me to do some racing. So cheers, guys.
Oh, thanks a lot for the compliment, buddy, and keep up the good work. We're extremely happy to have you here with us.
All right, thank you.
All right, absolutely, guys. That is John Latham, a fantastic podium finish here in third today, and the car's cold and fantastic. Let's run down on the next on the list. Let's bring in Corey Preston. Had a great run out there on the track as well. Let's have a word with him. Corey, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How are you, sir?
Hello. I'm pretty good today. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Before we even talk about the race, let's talk about the livery on the car today, and tell us what inspired you there to change it up for the Suzuka there.
Well, actually, what gave me the idea was back in 2005, the V8 Supercars ventured off to Shanghai in China, and like the Castrol cars or Perkins Motorsport cars as they were back then, and some of the other cars, they changed up some of their like sponsor words. So like they still all had the logo, but the word was in the Chinese. So I thought, I'm gonna do that. So that's where that came from, and yeah, I reckon it looks quite good.
It was absolutely stunning, man. I loved it. It really looked good on the broadcast, and I loved how even on the Ford banner you had that in Japanese, and of course the sponsors in Japanese. It was just really cool, a good look. And but anyways, let's move on and talk about how the performance was today. And you had one close call out there. Tell us about that before we talk about the good.
Well, yeah, going into the hairpin, at the start of the lap, somebody walked in the door because they'd forgotten something, and they started coming over in the lounge room and started opening the drawer. I wish this cat had shut up. Um, yeah. Um, what was I saying?
You know,
Yeah,
I
somebody
got
come.
one, I got one of those cats too, and you can hear it in many broadcasts just about the same time, right after the race when we start the interviews. He'll just start going nuts. I got a dog too that does the same
Yeah,
thing
well, I
about
think the
this time.
cat's trying to warn me of a fire or something. Yeah, I think the cat's taken over as the new fire alarm. But anyway,
I finally got rid of that dang fire alarm. No, it
I'm
was.
glad you explained that one, Corey, because I didn't get it till you explained it.
Oh no, I
yeah,
knew exactly what he was talking about.
yeah, it's the fire alarm going meow meow. You've got a fire
Oh,
here. But
that's
yeah,
so funny.
basically, long story short, at the hairpin, I got distracted because somebody was rummaging through a drawer that's like my brake marker was, and yeah, I went in there too hot, and I let Michael Cracknell through. But yeah, race went really well. I mean, I'll take fifth with that. That was really great. A good battle with Michael Cracknell there, and yeah, Tony had really good speed to catch up at the end. But yeah, it's not fun driving on unknown amount of grip last 5 laps. I was really struggling out there. Slippery.
Well, you did a great job, and we really enjoyed watching you. The amount of racing maturity has increased since before the injury, and at least from our eyes up in the booth. And just want you to keep up the good work and stay focused, and the results will continue to come, buddy. Good job.
Yeah, thanks, Kane. If you guys are looking down from above, please don't reach out the hand of God and smite me. I'm doing good here.
Yeah, we try to keep that commentator's curse down to a minimum. We thought we might have contributed a little bit to your issue there, but glad to hear somebody came into the house and was digging through the drawers right by you that caused the distraction. Because as you watch back on the broadcast, you'll see we really were talking about you right when that happened.
Oh, well, I'll have to go and watch it. Thanks for that, guys. And yeah, I really look forward to watching the broadcast. You guys do an amazing job each week. So yeah, really looking forward to going back and watching it. And just yeah, congrats to everyone today for a really good race. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Absolutely, buddy. It really was a treat, and thanks for having a word with us. Hang tight, of course. Next, I want to bring in Tony Ottridge, who had a wonderful race out there on the track today. Really good performance. Tony, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How are you, buddy?
Hey guys, yeah, going good. How are you guys doing?
I mean, I'm doing great, and I do want to say it was extremely exciting uh, watching the number 2 car out there start all the way back in 17th on the start grid without a qualifying time and work your way all the way up through the field to finish 6th. That was really fun to watch. And it's just an awesome run out there, man. Tell me a little bit about what's running through the field.
Yeah, just thought I'd have some fun tonight, so didn't put in a qualifying time. Got a really good start. I've got about 4 or 5 spots right off the start, so that I was almost in the top 10 like straight away. So my goal was to get a top 10. So yeah, that was pretty easy. But I was surprised at how far I caught up. I almost got a top 5 at the end there. So it was just really hard to pass. This track's so narrow. And my other goal was to not take anyone out. But so sorry to Curtis and Michael Schreier. I got into the back of Curtis and he was so close to Schreier that he actually spun him around. So sorry about that.
Yeah, that was just good racing, I thought, from what I saw. That was just, yeah, definitely wasn't intentional by any means, man. That was just good racing out there. And we enjoyed the heck out of it, man. And really looking forward to next week as we go to Alton Park. Or not Alton Park, it's where we were last week. I apologize. Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is going to be very exciting next week. And I want to say I've seen you do very well at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last time I raced there. It's a pretty narrow track as well. They're all pretty tough tracks at the moment, but it's a bit easier than this one. But no, I like that track. It's pretty fun.
Excellent, buddy. Well, we absolutely look forward to seeing you out there next week, man. And best of luck. And as always, thanks for coming in and having a word with us.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Absolutely, guys. That's Tony Ottridge. Great performance tonight. Next, let's bring in the guy that ran pretty close there, Ian Ford. Ian had a great run today in the Maverick Weldon Holden, and let's have a word with him. Ian, welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good, guys. Nice to be here once again.
Oh man, tell you what, it is really a privilege to have you here, Ian, and enjoyed watching the race out there. You were caught up in the mid pack there, or what I like to call the mid front pack, up there in the good part of the top 10 there, and you were where a lot of the pressure was the majority of the race. A lot of different battles that you had to deal with, and I thought you did a really good job out there, man. You did an excellent job, and but just tell me a little bit how it was battling with guys of like Michael Fulcher, Tony Ottridge, and all these guys.
The battle with Fulch wasn't really anything. I just got the gas down and actually gripped up and drove by the inside of him. But like hanging on to Corey and Crackers was pretty insane. The car, like, you know, would understeer, oversteer. It was doing everything, and it just wasn't aggressive enough to keep pushing forward and keep on catching up to the rear of them in the right places. But other than that, it was like I had to watch the guys in front, try and keep with them, and just try and hold off everyone behind. Me and Tony did a fantastic move side by side through 130R and then the last chicane, and you know that almost came off a bit nasty if the car bounced the wrong way, but we got there. 7th isn't too bad. I'll just have to keep on plugging away, and hopefully Monday night we'll try and get a win.
Man, absolutely. I tell you what, 18 laps tonight. Just a personal question: if you had it your way, would you increase this race by laps, or too many laps, or just right?
I think it's just right for the weather that we've got this week. Like every other time we've been here, I'd rather have a longer race, like, you know, actual fuel stop or something like that. It's just that sort of track where a long race works out. But, you know, with the weather and everything, it's like it's just enough time to hold on and not be too exhausted. And, you know, there's still enough action to keep you interested.
Man, absolutely. It was kept us very interested. We really enjoyed that one. I think you guys will enjoy it going back and watching this show. Thanks a lot, Ian. As always, a pleasure. And best of luck next week as we go out to Brands Hatch.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Absolutely, buddy. Next, guys, let's bring in Curtis Chipaway. A tough day for Kurt, but all in all, let's bring him in, see what he has to say. Curtis, welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show. How are you, bud?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Man, fantastic. Tell me a little bit about the day today. Not exactly what you had in mind. A couple of small mishaps, but you had the car running great other than those two incidents, man.
Yeah, I just bring it down to lack of practice and haven't raced in a while, so it was only a small mistake, but it was enough to put me out of the run in there. So, but I hope I got the dust off for next week.
Well, if that is exactly what happened, I tell you, it'd be worth it. Really and truly, as you go back and look at both incidents, really both of them, especially one of them, was so close to not happening. It's just it's more unlucky than anything that you did. So it was kind of just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I thought when the car was, other than those incidents, the car looked good. The pace looked good, and I think it'll show itself next week at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised when I hopped in the car today. So Marlon did some good work, and then I found some couple things that helped me out on the car that I was surprised. That lap one though is terrible. It's like Road Atlanta, but after that it was pretty nice. I was surprised.
Curtis, don't hate on my home track.
Hey, I'm just saying that's what it was like.
It is, man. I agree with you. Road Atlanta at that first lap, it'll make you so angry. It's so hard to control. But yeah, man, I hate that you had just a little slip up there. But all in all, a great race to get back in the groove of things, and I think next week it'll be a great week. So a great week to watch Curtis out there. So best of luck to you, and hope you guys have fun getting ready for the race. And we'll see you next week, bud.
Yeah, sure thing, man. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely, buddy. And that is Curtis Chipaway, everybody. Good run today. And now let's bring in, last but not least, let's bring in Jason Dixon here and have a quick word with him. Jason, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good today, thanks, Josh.
Man, tell us a little bit about the run today. A start in 10th on the starting grid and finished in 9th, the top 10 here at Suzuka. Tell us a little bit about it.
I got another shocking start. Haven't been able to get this car off the line yet. Ended up being side by side with someone for the first few corners and settled in behind Ian for a little bit. I just had no pace for the first probably 7 or 8 laps. Then every lap after that, the car just got better and better and better, which I was quite surprised with. I was
Yeah,
sort of towards the end of the stint, I was just managing the gap behind me, sort of trying to keep up with Fulch in front, and got a shot when I was getting caught by Schreier. I didn't realise that he was behind me for a lot of it. So yeah, it was a pretty uneventful race, but I'm quite happy with the result I got.
Yeah, it was fun to watch as well. And, sometimes, eventful races can be fun because you just kind of get out there and it's you and the track. You don't really have to race everybody. You just race in the track. And I thought that it was good out there. Plus, the car looked awesome, man. I really like that livery on the car. It looks really, really cool. Yeah, you know me, I'm always looking at everybody's liveries, but yeah, the Sim Spec engineer in Ford looked really good out there.
Thank you. It's actually been involving paint that I've been doing for probably a few months now, so glad it's getting noticed now.
Oh, absolutely. Any green paint's going to get my attention. I love all the green liveries. Green's my favorite color. Teal, so any of those, they always jump out at me. But yeah, great run today, man. We go to Brands Hatch next week, and hopefully you are comfortable out at Brands Hatch. How are you looking forward to that one?
Like this track, it's another new track that I've got to learn. This Suzuka is probably one of my top 10 hated tracks in all sim racing. I've just never been good here. I've never driven on the long version of Brands Hatch at all, but I do enjoy the short version, so hopefully I can pick it up pretty quickly.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, for not liking Suzuka, you had a nice performance today.
Thank you. I had a lot of help from Bo yesterday. I wasn't even lapping in the 2-minute fours until he gave me some advice, and I dropped 2 seconds off my lap time. And yeah, it's been improving since then.
Fantastic, buddy. Well, best of luck to you next week, and thanks for coming and having a chat with us. As always, we really appreciate it, and look forward to hearing from you next week.
Yeah, I'll definitely be making next week's race, so I'll catch you guys next week.
Fantastic, buddy. Great job there from Jason Dixon today. Finished in the 9th position in the number 14 Sim Spec Engineering Ford. And as always, man, it was Suzuka really was a treat. And we still have one more driver to get to up there, and I can't pull him in right this second because my computer decided to be funny. Okay, thank you very much. All right, guys, welcome David Moore to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. How are you, David?
Oh, great, guys. Thank you very much for inviting me in.
Absolutely, and a little race out at Suzuka today. Fill us in on what happened there.
I just had a reasonably good start. Just tried to stay out of trouble, and after the first lap or two, tires started to grip up, started to feel a bit comfortable, and obviously into the hairpin, I think I pulled the gear a little bit too early and blew the engine there. So that kind of ended my race quite early.
Yikes, that can happen, and it's unfortunate, but we all learn from those mistakes and take them on to better things next week. We are going to be heading out to Brands Hatch next week. You looking forward to that one?
Yeah, I haven't raced there before in the V8, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that will be interesting. I will say from my personal experience, I actually enjoy Brands Hatch. It's one that I think a lot of drivers like. I may be fair in saying that. I don't know too many that really just hate it or anything. So I think I know one thing. Every time we've had a broadcast there, it's made for a really nice cast and a great race to watch for the viewers. So looking forward to it, and we're gonna wish you the best of luck. How did as a whole, how did the race go in the second split?
No, he was in the top split with us.
Oh, were you? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Look at me.
You actually caught the instant there where he blew up his motor. You actually caught that.
That's right. I'm sorry, David. That's what you call JD having a brain fart. That's absolutely right.
I figured
and that was
just mentioning it would refresh your memory on the GTI car that blew the smoke out the back in the early laps of the race.
No, that was so unfortunate there. We were coming into the hairpin there, and yeah, we got the race recall replay on it, and I thought that it happened so fast, and I just saw the smoke come up at the certain view that I had up at the time, and I thought it was this big wreck back there, and then went back and looked at the replay, and I just said, "Oh no, that's a blown engine," and I knew as soon as I saw that the day was over. So, David, so sorry about that, buddy, and that right there, all that'll do is just get you pumped up for next week. That's all that does.
Yeah, no worries, guys. Just look, a big shout out to the guys at Multi 21. They've been a big help to me since joining the team. So, thanks, guys.
Man, absolutely. And David, thank you so much for having a chat with us. And once again, my apologies for I didn't even realize you were the same. I didn't even make the connection, buddy. But thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you next week and better results next week as well, buddy.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks a lot, guys.
Absolutely, guys. David Moore right there, and I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna have too long of a show here, guys. We may have to cut her short, depending on how things roll. But I am really looking forward to next week at Brands Hatch in Kent, England. Over there, it's a legendary English track, and really looking forward to it. Kane, is there anything that you would like to bring out before we get ready to shut her down today?
I do want to go ahead, Corey.
Oh,
Sorry.
I just said after that I was about to have a bowl of cereal.
Yeah, still early for you guys over there. It's working on 10 p.m. here in the Central States. About almost working on 11 p.m. for JD. Just want to say it was a great race. Let the guys know that I did get a lot of the overlays fixed and continued working on them throughout the broadcast.
Kane, you got a phone call, buddy?
I do, and I bet it's the hospital.
That's why we're cutting the show short. Kane has to go run up to the hospital. But unfortunately, yeah, we're going to have to cut the Get 30 MX post race show a little short this week, and wish Kane and his mom the best. And we're going to let him head off there. And since he actually is home base for the broadcast, we won't be able to continue the post race show this week. So next week, guys, we will make up with an extremely big Get 30 MX post race show. And we want to invite all the drivers back with plenty to talk about next week. And it'll be a big part of the season as well, as we, start to really settle in the midway point of the season. That'll be a big time for us. So we'll have a really big post-race show next week. I do want to congratulate John Emerson again for an amazing run today. Also, Marlon McMullen with another a big run for him. All three guys have been, John Latham as well, in the podium. Phenomenal performances. But guys, for all the viewers, once again, thank you so much for joining us here from V8's Online. I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me this evening. Y'all have a great night. We'll be back same time next week as we tackle Brands Hatch. Y'all have a good night.
is that pretty? A little bit of contact there from Scott. He muscles his way past.
Contact.
Look at back.
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.